There had to be a moment there where you were pretty scared to death, right? When you're lost and that trail turned into not a trail anymore.
They say this. So the legend is of this run. They say if you can jog, if you can run the whole way up it, you'll become a world champ.
Really?
So that's what they tell everyone.
Step in the circle with Kannon Webster today on the Wrestling Files as he tells us the Lost in Russia story.
Shocking upsets and training pains. The wildest stories, raw and unchained. Brutal cuts to thrilling trials. We are here with the Wrestling Files.
Freshman sensation out of Illinois, an NCAA qualifier this past year at 149 pounds, folks. Kannon Webster joins the show. Kannon, thanks for coming on, and why don't you set the stage for us for the Lost in Russia story?
Yeah, so we took a little training camp trip out in Russia, in Vladikavkaz, out in the Caucasus Mountain region. So it's not Dagestan where everyone thinks, but it's really close to there. So Sidakov trains out there, Bayev, a bunch of good Russians train out there. So we were it was like a Saturday, and on Saturdays they do like cross training, so they run instead of like wrestle on Saturdays. Okay. So it's a Saturday, and they drive us out to basically the base of like this mountain, out kind of on the outskirts of town, and they're like, all right, like we're gonna run up this. So it's like me, one of the kids I went with, and like 35 Russian kids. Little Russian kids running up this mountain. I was young, so like I was like the same age as all these kids at that time. So like it's like us two and like you said, like 35 little Russian kids, and the coach is barking at these kids, like telling them what to do. And obviously we don't speak the language, so we have no idea. We're just following these kids. So they take off running up this trail, and I'm like competitive nature, so I'm like trying to push to the front of the pack, like I got something to prove to these kids, like oh, yeah. I'm better than you guys. I'm finishing first in this race. So we're going up this mountain, and I'm like getting near the front of the pack, and if not the front, it's like me and this other kid, we're like pushing each other, like the kid was just so competitive too, and so it's like he wants to finish first, I want to finish first, we're constantly overtaking each other, and we're like up this trail, and I run by this rock, and there's like, I don't know, 5 or 10 kids sitting around this rock that and I like run by, and one of them like sticks his hand out, and I like high five him as I go by and keep running. Me and this other kid keep running. And so we keep running. It's just me and this other kid at this point. All the other kids are gone.
Wow.
And yeah, so we're running up. We get to this top, and so like all of a sudden, like the weeds just start overtaking this trail, and you can't see the trail anymore. And so that was the point where I stopped, and it's just me and this other kid, and I turn around and look at him, and I'm like what? I'm like trying to like signal to him, like, what do we do? Like, where do we go? And he looks at me and he goes, huh? He throws his hands up like this. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you're the guy that's supposed to know where we're going. Help! Please help us! Help us! And so, I'm like, oh, God. So we turn back around and, like, just start trying to retrace our steps, running back down this trail. And I get about, I don't know, quarter mile, half a mile down, and the kid I came with is doing the same thing with me. He's running with one other Russian kid, and he's like, yeah, I saw you go past the point you're supposed to turn around at, and I was like, I'm trying to find you and catch up to you. So now there's 4 of us, me and this kid I came with, and 2 Russian kids, and apparently we're supposed to turn around at that rock. So the kid putting his hand up that I thought was a high five was telling me, hey, turn around. So yeah. So we start going back down. We're retracing our steps, and we're like not even halfway back down. It just starts pouring rain. Oh. So we're soaking wet, just running down this muddy trail. Like everyone has already finished by now, and we get like quarter mile from the starting line, and our coach and the Russian coach are running up this mountain because everyone else has already been back for 30 minutes and we haven't.
Yeah.
And so they're soaked and running through the mud. They're like,
Freaking
and we
out.
like meet up with them. They're like, "Where have you guys been? Everyone's been done for 45 minutes. I thought you guys."
Wow.
So we run back and get in the car. We're just all soaking wet and ended up working out. But it's a cool story. I think it's funny. You know.
Dude.
I just yeah.
Wow, that is absolutely wild,
yeah.
man. There had to be a moment there where you were pretty scared to death, right? When you're lost and that trail turned into not a trail anymore, just weeds.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was gonna like loop, you know. So I thought we were gonna run to the top of this like mountain and like it was gonna come back down the other side. I didn't realize we had to like turn around. So I thought it was just gonna be one kind of loop around and we were gonna end up back at the starting point. And so yeah, when I saw no more trail, I was like, oh geez, this is where do we go from here, you know? And like we were like at the top, like you can see the whole town from where we were. Like we ran a good 2-3 miles up this mountain, and like it was pretty like you couldn't. They say this. So the legend is of this run. They say if you can run the whole way up it, you'll become a world champ.
Really?
So that's what they tell everyone. Yeah. So like if you stop and walk, you're not gonna be a world champ. Sucks. You better go find a new passion, buddy.
Now I understand why you were so motivated. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, if you can, they say like Sidakov can run up the whole thing. That's why he won worlds, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can stay jogging the whole time, like you're gonna win worlds, you know.
That's
so
awesome.
it gets pretty steep at some point. Some points you're like trying to push off your knees to like keep your legs going, you know. So yeah. It was fun, but
well, hey, man,
yeah, there's definitely a moment of panic when I turn around and the kid throws his arms up like he doesn't know what's going on. I'm like, ah.
And you can't even talk to him. You can't even really communicate.
Yeah, exactly.
Just adds to.
I was like, why didn't you tell me to turn around 3 miles ago? You know?
I would have been like, man, are you setting me up, dude? Is this a trap, man? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
But yeah, at least your buddy came looking for you, man.
Yeah.
But, dude, that's a wow, what an incredible story, man. What I guess moral of the story is, man, hey, you go training in Russia, I guess you're coming back mentally and physically tougher, right? I mean, you figured it out. You got lost in Russia and came back, dude.
Yeah. For sure. Definitely going there is a great opportunity. You know, I feel like every time I go over there, learning different stuff, you know, learning new stuff, getting better at wrestling. So
yeah, have you been back there since, or planning on going back again?
I think we were planning on going this summer, so maybe in June. So yeah, we're in the process of getting our visas right now. So maybe I'll be able to run up some more mountains when I'm there.
Folks, Kannon Webster, dude, Illinois freshman phenom. And if he runs to the top of that mountain this summer, folks, you know what it means, right, Kannon? That's what I'm talking about, folks. And Kannon, incredible story, man. And I appreciate you coming on here and sharing this. So, folks, Kannon Webster from Illinois, look for him this upcoming year. He's going to be a top 10 ranked whatever weight he's at, and at Illinois. So, Kannon, thanks for coming on, folks. This is Wrestling Files, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks again.